Some weeks, the economy gives you one clear headline. This was not one of those weeks. The jobs data looked solid, but the inflation data made the whole picture harder to like. So let's walk through both sides. Welcome back to RealPage Economy Express. Let's start with the good news. Growth did not disappear. Atlanta Fed GDPNow is tracking 3.3% for the second quarter, and the April trade deficit narrowed a bit. So the economy still has momentum. It is not racing, but it is still moving forward. For housing, that matters because apartment demand usually needs two things: people with jobs and enough confidence to form households. The growth data does not guarantee either one, but it helps explain why demand has not fallen apart. The job market backed that up. Employers added 172,000 jobs in May, and the unemployment rate stayed at 4.3%. Initial claims came in at 229,000, which means layoffs are still not flashing red. But this is where the story gets more interesting. April JOLTS showed opening rising to about 7.6 million, while quits were near 3 million. In other words, there are jobs out there, but workers are not acting like opportunities everywhere. People are holding onto what they have. Employers are hiring, but very carefully. Now that sounds reassuring until you look at inflation. CPI rose 50 basis points in May and was up 4.2% from a year ago. Energy was the big driver, but shelter was still moving higher too. Then PPI came in even hotter, up 1.1% for the month and 6.5% from last year. This is not just a number for economists. It means businesses are still dealing with higher costs, and some of that pressure can eventually land on us consumers. And consumers are already stressed. Real hourly earnings slipped in May and were down 70 basis points from last year. Consumer credit rose at 4.8% annual rate, and revolving credit jumped over 10%. So people are still spending, but they are leaning more on credit to do it. For multifamily, the read is mixed, but I would not say weak. Construction spending improved in April, including residential spending, and the Beige Book pointed to modest growth in many regions. Now that helps explain why apartment demand can still hold up. The challenge is that renters are dealing with higher prices, tighter budgets, and less room for surprises. So the takeaway here is that the economy gave us enough good news to feel steady, but not enough to feel relaxed. For apartments, demand is still there, but if inflation keeps running hot, borrowing costs may stay higher for longer than many people were hoping. Thanks for watching RealPage Economy Express.